Hi guys, we are Group 3. In our project, we would like to focus on the oil issue related to cruises.
Airplanes, vehicles, ships, and we select ships out of them because its potential of self-sufficient and also its gigantic oil consumptions. So what is the actual consumption of the oils? The cruise is the largest ships in the world and it demands great energy for propulsion. Averagely, it consumes 150 tons of oils per day and which is up to 250 tons per day.
In a single cruise trip, we consume 1,377 gallons of oil per hour. In other words, 39,000 kilograms of oil is burned in every hour while you are enjoying your trip. Isn't it terrible?
So is it really necessary for us to use oil as our fuel? Or can we consider about the renewable energy as a substitution?
So let's look at some advantages of using fuel oil. It is unharmful, unexplosive, and due to our maturing extraction technique, it is safe. Besides, it is cheap and high energy density, making it more and more popular nowadays.
What are the disadvantages of using oil? As it requires billions of years for production. One day we will be out of them. According to a BP report, there are only 53 years to go for the remaining. Also, if we continue to depend heavily on the oil, we will suffer heavily when the price drops, just like the oil.
Here are some environmental problems caused by using fuel oil. In this picture, it is the explosion of oil rig. We can see that there are black smoke which worsen the air quality. Oil spill is also one of the global concerns nowadays. It creates water pollution. The seagull's body is covered with the sticky fuel oil which is toxic, and the animal may die in most of the cases.
Regarding to the usage of oils, it produces various toxic gases and particulates which affects our respiratory system and cause cancer, which is horrible, terrible, and dreadful.
From a world-based viewpoint, cruises occupy 9% of total SOx production and around 18 to 30% of total NOx production.
By reviewing the impacts, we should throw away the crude oil and replace by the renewable energy as soon as possible.
So this is our design of the cruise, which is powered by wind energy, solar energy, and biogas, which are all renewable energy.
Solar energy, wind power, and biofuel are more likely to replace the heavy fuel oil in cruises. As wind and sunlight can be obtained from nature during the journey, electricity can be generated by wind turbines while solar energy can be stored in photovoltaic system.
And the first one is wind energy. We do not use the wind energy to convert into electricity, we directly use the wind direction to produce thrust. This is a design similar to the B9 cargo ships that is using 20 meters times 50 meters high rig systems to maximize the wind power to produce propulsion. This is designed by the University of Tokyo and invested by the merchants and some potential investors, which is also proved by the experts and professionals about its efficiency and incentives. Furthermore, it also proved our installation of the rig system of using the wind energy. As our design is taking reference to the B9 cargo ships, so we should examine our design by calculating some data. The average capacity of the B9 cargo ships is about 200,000 to 300,000 tons. And also for the common cruise, the average capacity is about 220,000 tons. So in conclusion, the wind energy of the cargo ships can be applied to our RE 1.0 cruise. With 80,000 gallons of average consumption per day, as we know, 60% of energy is covered by the wind power. So, if we calculate for the oil saved per day for ships, we can get the answer of 48,000 tons. And there are totally 314 crews in the world, and we can assume there are 20 crews operating a day. So if we calculate for the total amount of oil saved per day, and we can get 960,000 tons, which is a very massive number.
But how much does it cost? It only contains the cost of equipping the dyno rack system. No running cost is needed in long term except those for maintenance. In conclusion, the dyno rack system is cheap and permanent. Therefore, we decide to implement this idea to our ship.
We would also like to apply solar energy to our design. In daytime, the solar energy is converted into electricity and stored in batteries. At night, we can directly use the electrical energy stored in daytime to support the ship operation. You may ask, how solar panels work? When sunlight shines on the panel, electron is emitted and results in photoelectric effect. Now, let's move on to the data of efficiency of solar panels. At mid-20th century, only 4 to 6% of solar energy is converted to electrical energy. So, what is the electricity demand of cruise? We find that the power for supporting the whole cruise is 60 to 70 megawatts. 1/3 is used for propulsion, and the remaining is for other usage, which is 40 to 47 megawatts. But what is the amount of solar panels we need actually? A general size of solar panels is 1.635 meters square, with a solar constant of 1.36. The energy demanded of cruises is 40 to 47 megawatts. By applying this equation, we can see that a total of 78,250 solar panels are required, and it is not feasible for us to install all standard solar panels on the roof.
In economic aspect, the cost of solar panels per watt is $17.203. Hence, the total installation cost will be more than 700 million, which is impossible for us to afford. In conclusion, despite the fact that solar energy has low operation costs and being a clean energy, due to large area occupied, extreme installation costs, low efficiency, and unstable variables, we do not consider solar energy as a good alternative of oil.
The last one is the biogas. We put some food waste into our biogas regenerator systems, and it generates electricity to our entire ship for the activities and for some extent of the propulsion. Generally, we get 40% of the ingredients we turn into the waste, and we get the huge number of passengers and also the many places for serving the dish. The massive food waste is produced, which refers to it has a great potential to generate biogas. So what is the relations about the food waste and the biogas? So how is biogas generated from the food waste? First, we have to prepare some input materials and do the fermentation, which consists of the following 4 processes. Then, how is biogas related to electricity? What is the efficiency? First, when we go to the combustion chamber, the first step is pumping in some biogas. Then, by heating the gas, it can raise the molecular kinetics. And the third step is the hot gas driving the turbine to produce kinetic energy, which convert into electricity. And the fourth step is the hot gas, which is recycled and acts like the heater heating the water. To maximize the efficiency, some low-grade heat is recycled to drive the other turbine in the other stream to produce more electricity. And the last step is some heat is used to dry the absorption chiller, which is for our air conditioner. As mentioned above, about the energy demanded is about 40 to 46.7 megawatt, and we get the caloric value of 6 kilowatt-hour per meter cube, and the average selling time is about a week. Then we can get the volume of gas demanded by the following formula and get, as mentioned above, the energy demanded for the propulsion is about 20 to 23.3 megawatt, and wind can cover 60% of the thrust. And we can calculate the volume of gas demanded by the following formulas and getting the answer of 67,200 meters meter. By summing up, we can get the total biogas demanded of 2.042 times 10 to power 6 meter cube.
How can we ensure the stability of the fuel input? Are we going to rely on different kind of fuels? But is it enough if we only depend on them? During the departure of the cruise at the pier, it is already charged up sufficient biofuel, which is around 2 million meter cubic.
By making use of the massive food waste of cruise, we can generate biofuel to refuel the consumed fuel during the journey, which enables stable supply of fuel.
Still, there are some limitations on renewable energy. In addition, lack of supply. Powerful and huge amounts of wind is needed to operate the cruise, but it's difficult to produce all those energy within the cruise. A lot of wind power generators might be needed. Firstly, separation of food waste. Food waste is generally mixed with other solid wastes. Proper separation methods of food waste from non-biological wastes are required for its further processing and utilization. However, solutions for all these limitations are very well known and have been developing day by day. Therefore, in 10 years, renewable energy technology for the cruise will be successfully commercialized.
Lastly, this is the conclusion for our design. Out of the 3 types of renewable energy, we decide to eliminate solar energy and keep the remaining, as it will be more suitable and economical.
But how it works? We'll use wind as the main energy supply for propulsion, which is around 60%, while the biogas will be responsible for the remaining 40% and as the electrical supply for different activities in the cruise. And this is the end of our video. Thank you for watching.